Hello and welcome to the Irresistible Marketing Pod, the podcast that won't let AI take your job. I'm your host, Isa Gauchi, marketing confidence cheerleader for big-hearted, black sheep, rebel entrepreneurs making the world a better place through their one-of-a-kind businesses in health, wellness, social justice, and the creative arts. What's a marketing confidence cheerleader, you may ask? A marketing director, creative muse, business coach, and Scorpio super witch determined to get you to answer your calling and get paid for it. Today we're going to talk about if you needed $5,000 by Tuesday, what would you do? So if you really had to make a few $1,000s by Tuesday or else big scary thing, would you know what to do? Let's talk about the money panic response versus the grounded, confident CEO response. Would your first thought be to try to get your old job back at a pay cut? Start door dashing, take out another loan or credit card, or beg your sister again to spot you? I'm not judging, and all of these are valid options if they are what you want to do. But what if instead you knew how to make that money yourself, almost pulling it out of thin air? What if you knew exactly what offer to run a special on, where you'd market it, how you'd message it, and as you were sorting out the back end, you got ideas and inspiration for 17 reels, 30 carousels, and you knew 18 people just off the top of your head to DM because they'd be a perfect fit because they were a really happy customer for something you've offered in the past, or maybe you designed the specific offer with them in the back of your mind, or hey, you had that conversation at that party and it wasn't the right fit at the time, but now it might be. So you need $5,000 by Tuesday. Would you be tempted to panic work all night, every night till it got sorted out? No sleep, no eat. Probably should have showered a little bit more. Maybe a little too much to drink even. Or would you trust the marketing you made to do its thing? Would you make sure you were fed, rested, and properly exercised and socialized despite the ongoing money scare? And would you know which sources of support would help you to do what you need to do and which would feed your anxiety, fear, and doubt? Would you be telling yourself the story that you're fucked and you better start preparing for the worst case scenario? Or would you allow yourself to believe it will work out without having to know exactly how? You get to choose which response you have via how you decide to invest your energy, your action, and your attention. I know which version of myself I want to be in a situation like this. And I know that knowing how to quickly throw together a launch has gotten me out of more than one tight spot and given me an incredible body of evidence that I can handle hard things in my business and my life, and that I can trust myself in the leadership of my business, my finances, my life. Because I have confidence from handling the hard things. And beautifully, I don't have to wait on anyone to give me money because I can just go make it practically out of thin air. And I really can't think of a more valuable skill set to have in the year of our AI overlords 2026. So that's exactly the skill set that I'm going to teach you in Launch Lab. Starting April 6th, 2026, we'll be building out a launch together and probably getting you paid to do it because we'll start selling from the very first class, even before we have the back end of the offer finished. April could be your highest cash month to date. April can be the month you prove to yourself that you have a viable business. April could be the month you stop panicking about looming layoffs because your backup plan, well, it starts paying you more than your day job did anyway. Now, if you're thinking, I really know that I need help getting my business off the ground, but I'm already stressed out about my financial future. Like there's a lot of layoffs in the news, there's a hiring freeze, like TikTok is full of people saying they've been out of work for over a year. It feels really, really scary to me to consider spending money right now. So, first of all, Launch Lab is $137. Okay? So, let me just put your mind at ease there. But also, I want you to ask this question of yourself, because this is important when you figure out how you are going to invest the resources you do have right now in order to secure the financial future for yourself that is the most stable, the most lucrative, the most opportunity giving. So ask yourself if what's true for me is true for you too. When it comes to marketing, I know that the number one hindrance for whether or not I show up effectively or even at all is my mental health. Because if I descend far enough into my money fears, I panic, I freeze, and I don't do the things that will make me the money I'm so worried about in the first place. See, I know if I'm in the headspace of, I'm fucked, people never show up for me. They always let me down. I've had launches that didn't work out before. Things have been really, really hard. They're always going to be this hard. I can't even imagine a better future. When I'm really in my Eeyore, right? My marketing becomes less of an enticing invitation that people will take me up on and much more a self-fulfilling prophecy of disappointment and doom. This is why spending the money to get you adequate support is so worth it. Even when, perhaps even especially when you're scared about money. And yes, I don't want you to do this instead of paying your rent or make good choices. I trust you to make the right decision, but roll with me here. So this is why when I have a big goal for my business, when I need money right now or else, the very first thing I do is invest in the support I need to make it possible for me to show up in my marketing as my best possible self. Because I don't want to shut down. I don't want to freeze. I don't want to be immobilized by my terror. I want to make smart leadership decisions. I want to take meaningful, powerful action. I want to do the things that are going to get me out of this tight spot. Because if I freeze, if I collapse, I am going to be stuck there in that tight spot. And I want better for me and I want better for you. So here's a quick screener for you to determine whether or not you need support to get yourself out of this tough sales slump in your business, okay? So I want you to listen carefully. If you have not been able to successfully do the following things on your own, please invest in support or things are extremely unlikely to change. So have you on your own been able to market even on a bad day? Trust customers are coming even when they haven't yet? Feel confident in your pricing and that people will be happy to pay it. Of course, no brainer. It's so worth it. The results are that good. Have you on your own been able to maintain your belief in your business when engagement and or sales drop? Have you been able to handle trolls or negative feedback without shutting down and disappearing from your marketing? Have you been able to market all the way to the end of the launch with the same enthusiasm, even if you haven't seen the sales you want to see yet? Have you been able to treat your marketing like a fun, creative art project rather than just heinous drudgery you're only doing out of obligation, even though you do not expect it to work? And on your own, have you been able to learn from launches that didn't go the way you want rather than collapsing into a failure story? Were you able to examine the data, come up with hypotheses about why it didn't work out the way you wanted? And did that evaluation inform your strategy for next time? Or did you just collapse into a failure story? So if you have been able to do all of that on your own, if you've had a healthy response to all of these challenges I've mentioned, then okay, great, you're doing great. You don't need me. But if not, the thing that is going to make it different this time is getting yourself resourced. Getting yourself the accountability structure that you need to show up effectively and consistently in your marketing. The mentorship to get you powerful, welcoming messaging rather than messaging that reeks of self-doubt. And to hone the pricing and scope so you're getting handsomely paid without overworking. the coaching to put setbacks into perspective and extract valuable information to help you profitably pivot rather than just slipping into negative self-talk that feeds your depression goblins until you just ghost on your launch. And you got to get yourself the community that will celebrate your wins so hard that you will be forced to acknowledge them rather than just skip past them. So if you need that, if you haven't been able to tackle these challenges on your own in a way that is both like healthy for you as a human, but also healthy for your business as the leader of your business so that you can learn from it, pivot quickly, keep showing up until you get the results you want, then you should get in Launch Lab right freaking now, because that's what I built for you. I built you this incredible program to help you make money fast and carry that skill set on forever whenever you need it. I built in the accountability, the community, the support to make sure that you actually show up and do it this time. And I've also built in the inspiration, the celebration to make it worth your while to show up even before the results do, because it's just such a fun, social, creative, hope-giving experience throughout the entire process, not just when you make the sales. Now, we don't start until April 6th, when we will be starting out with our first class with honing the offer. But if you join now, you can start getting help right away. Help on your offer, what's the scope, what's the price. And starting April 6th, we will be selling from the very first class before you even have to have the back end of your offer fully built out. We'll be selling from the first class. You could change your financial reality so much faster than you think. And if you want that, I will see you in there. We are covering the offer, the scope, the pricing, setting up the back end for a seamless customer experience, from pricing, payment links, from customer onboarding, customer relationship management, to messaging the offer, to figuring out which marketing channels we're going to market on, and actually doing the work and showing up together. So we've got classes, we got fun homework, we've got a private community where you can get my coaching and my eyes on your launch and your marketing assets right away. We have cheerleading sessions where you can ask me directly, get my help on overcoming whatever challenge that has you stuck in your launch, putting the data into proper perspective so you aren't just spiraling down a negative thought cycle, and you can actually extract information that is useful from whatever you're facing, whatever you're encountering, whatever your current story is. We can update it. You also get co-working sessions. You get an incredible community of entrepreneurs who are pushing themselves, challenging themselves in the same way that you are. I'm encouraging everyone in Squad who's participating, my early birds for Launch Lab, to pick an offer that stretches them. Maybe it's higher ticket than you've ever sold before. Maybe you are narrowing down the scope while raising the price. Maybe you are narrowing the focus so it's only the work you actually want to do without all of these freebies you've stuffed in, setting yourself up for overwork, or this kind of boring drudgery you think is the only thing that's going to sell. Like, we're taking wild leaps and getting amazing results. This is the place. This is the place with all of the strategic, tactical, and emotional support, plus accountability, to actually get you to do the damn thing that you haven't been able to do on your own yet. So I would love to see you in there. The link to join is in the show notes. Again, it's only $137 for an entire month of support. You could make that back easy many times over during the first class, perhaps even before. So, no brainer. You got to get in there. I'd love to see you. I'd love to help you. As always, feel free to email me if you have any questions. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, drop me some stars, and join my email list if you haven't already. Now, let's all go get rich enough to fund the change we want to see in the world. Isa out.